Howdy folks, this is a weekend shave for me. The soap I'm going to be using today is from Zoes Beauty Boutique. This gingered peach has a great scent to it. It's like Sterling's black cherry. As soon as you take the lid off, the scent just rolls out. It smells really good, and that's what the consistency of the soap looks like. It's a really soft soap, more of a cream, I would say, almost. And the aftershave that I'll be following up with is a Lustray. I like this stuff. It's pretty nice. Got my trusty Humphreys Witch Hazel alum block with a rubber band. I have some of the soap already whipped up in a smooth bottom bowl. That's what it looks like in the bowl. And I got a Maggard brush here, synthetic knot. And yeah, that's what it looks like on the bottom there. You can still smell the scent. I really like this scent. Today, it's been quite a while since I have shaved with one of these. I was looking back through my postings trying to figure out how long ago it was, and it looks like it might have been back in April. And I got this straight razor. This is a gold dollar. I think it's a 209. This particular gold dollar, the the gold dollar going across there was starting to come off. So Frank was kind enough to go ahead and remove it for me. Going to give it a try. It's been a while, so we'll see how this works out for me. I do have a, if my skill's not quite where it needs to be, not worried about the edge, just the skill. I have over here, I have my double-edged safety razor, a Shig Corona. Got it on standby just in case I need it. I think I might be alright, but it has been a while since I shaved with a straight razor. I still have my other two straight razors. It's just that my stropping skills are, I don't think, are quite up to par, and I might need to look at a different kind of strop also. Maybe the combination of the two is the reason why I can't seem to hardly keep an edge on one without having to send it back. I just got to re-wet my face. We'll go ahead and get lathered up here. That soap, that gingered peach, the one I have is in a 2-ounce container. It does come in a full size. This lather is, I have a tendency, when I'm shaving with a shavette or a straight razor, either way. Matter of fact, that's where I really started picking up on where it does make a difference on how you whip up your lather. Mine's a little on the moist or wet side. Not near as thick as it used to be when I would shave with just a DE razor. Yeah, I can get by with a thicker lather, and this one here is more wet. And for me, it's the slickness is what I'm really after. It makes a world of difference on how well your shave goes, at least it does for me. Also, as it goes for the amount of stretching that you do, I noticed that with a straight razor versus a shavette, my stretching is different. So if you've seen any of my videos before, my stretching in this video will be different than what it has been with the shavette. And I'm not sure exactly why that's the case, but I had found with my shavette I didn't have to stretch near as much as I may need to with a straight razor. So we'll go ahead and get started with pass number 1, and we'll see how my nerves hold up. You like I say, it has been a while, and you notice this blade is quite a bit bigger in length than a shavette, so that is something that a person would have to get used to. The edge is fine, by the way, Frank. I can usually tell when I first get started whether I like the edge or not. And For me, a little bit of edginess doesn't bother me. The sharpness really does count for me. Excuse me. Weather's been changing here, so it has a tendency to affect my sinuses quite a bit. And we're gonna try this and see how this works. Works out pretty good. Like I say, it has been a while, so for me, besides getting the right angle, is making the adjustment on the length of the blade. I know that in the past when I was shaving with this, the more I shaved with it, the more comfortable I got with shaving with it. Stropping, like I said, I've still got some work to do there. You can tell with this soap, plenty of slickness to be able to go back over the same spot again. Zoe's, well, Jamie, I like her soap. It works well for me. Yeah, I think I like the edge that he put on this one here. Yeah, I think I do. This one feels a lot different than the other two racers I got from him. Oh, by the way, Frank is a striped gold shave. Etsy. What it was is since the labeling was already coming off this razor was already at a discount. It caught my eye. In other words, I was going through Etsy seeing what all was out there, see if anything had changed, and just happened to see that he had this one here marked down. Decided, might be time to get another one. I need to send the other two to him so I can put an edge back on them. If you follow along in some of the other communities, Stephen Davidson had the same issue with his gold dollar 209, where the gold labeling was starting to come off, which is, you know, sometimes, you know, that is one of those decisions when you buy a straight razor is, you know, how does it look? And that gold labeling happens to set off the razor, makes it look good. Right there is where I have a crease, and so I usually have to pay extra special attention there. I usually try to catch it. I remember last time I was shaving with the straight razor, I usually try to catch it against the grain. It works better for me. Getting past that spot with the grain seems to be a bit of a problem. And I don't remember exactly how I got by it last time. Like I say, April was a long time ago. And I didn't have a video of any of it, unfortunately, where I could go back and refer back to it to be able to see how I did things or how I didn't do it. Yeah, I like this edge. This is really nice. For me, this, even though I'm kind of nervous about doing this because it's been a while, but this is a fun shave. think I'm going to catch that part with the against the grain. I think I'm going to leave that alone till I get more proficient at this. And I still have my mug of warm water over here. I put my straight razor in. Warm blade just seems to feel better against the face than a cold one. Later on I'll show you, I decided to buy a product, and it was prompt in my mind when I was sent Barbado, and Barbado is an aftershave lotion, and it's more or less formulated for if you get a rough shave, razor bumps, irritated skin, so on and so forth. And when I used it, I mean, it is, you can tell the difference just seconds after putting it on. I mean, just almost immediately you could tell the difference in the calming effect of the skin. And so I had noticed, it's been out there for a while. I just kind of slow on pulling the trigger on trying some of this stuff, and Lucky Tiger has a vanishing cream that's supposed to assist on that sort of thing, and I'm going to give it a try here pretty soon and see how that works out for me. See how my skin, the post-shave feels like afterwards by using that product. It comes in a 12-ounce container, so I'm assuming 12 ounces probably is going to last me for quite a while. Trying to figure out how to incorporate that into the shave and not have the menthol, the peppermint, and all that sort of thing interfere with an aftershave. If I'm going to be using aftershave, maybe I can't use the two together. I don't know. I'm going to give it a try a few times and see if I can figure out how to incorporate it into the shave. Anything to, you know, if you can improve your post-shave feel afterwards, you know, yeah, I'm interested in it. Soap has quite a bit of glide to it. It's working well. I picked that soap. Frank also has soap. It has the same kind of glide to it. It's just I already had this set up and ready to go because I've been wanting to use this soap for a moment. I don't have any of my straight razors have a point to it. They're all rounded, so I don't have any experience with with the point getting close to the ear. Cutting myself. There might be a day I get one of those, but I figure it's going to be a few years down the road. I have to, in my mind, for me, and everybody's different, this is just the way I am, kind of would like to be able to put the edge back on there if I mess one up, and I don't have that skill set just yet. It's not in my mind on how I want to approach it. What I mean by that is I know that there's different kind of stones out there that give you a different kind of edge, and one of the things that look like a bit more convenient perhaps is, not sure if I'm describing it correctly, like a 3M strip. A strip as opposed to a stone, and that appeals to me a little bit more because if you don't have a whole lot of space to store stones, and strips might be an option if you can live with the edge. That's something I want to look more into as well as the cost. It just seems to be a bit more convenient. For me, my experience shaving with a shavette definitely helps with the transition from a shavette to a straight razor as it goes for angle. Of course, then also, once again, you still got to adjust for that difference in blade length. I'm a little later than normal doing my weekend video. I can hear the family. Some of them are starting to wake up. So if you're wondering, since it has been a while since I have shaved with a straight razor, during the strokes I'm a little bit more focused. Trying to make sure I don't have blood gushing everywhere. For me, it has been, yeah. I have to hold my skin a wee bit more taut than what I do with the shavette. And it may be more of my technique than anything else. I'd have to shave with it on a regular basis to put my finger on it. So for me, when it comes to shaving with a straight razor, it's the keeping the edge on it is my problem, as well as stropping. There is a learning curve, and time-wise and where I'm at in my shaving experiences, I'm just not quite ready to, how can you say, go all in. There might be a time in a year or two that I might, and I may not, I don't know. But even at that though, you can, just to get a razor, straight razor, they're not too terribly expensive, a gold dollar. You can get them, you know, shave ready anywhere from, like this one here with shipping was $23. So you get one with, it's not too terribly expensive, and you don't have to, and your strop is probably going to cost you quite a bit more than what your razor is, depending on what quality you get. But it's more of the shave experience. It's really enjoyable. At least for me it is. I equate it just right over there with the shavette. When you get a smooth, comfortable shave, you can't compare it. Really not expecting much my normal spots. But really nothing out of the ordinary in the way of stinging. Just a little bit right there, which is pretty good considering it's been several months since I shaved with a straight razor. I enjoyed the shave today. I'll go ahead and use my witch hazel here. For me, it's the experience. How did the guys do it back in the 20s and 30s? How did they shave on a regular basis when a good number of them may not even been using even a single edge razor. They were all using straight razors. How did they ever keep an edge on there at their own home? How did they ever do it? It does make you wonder. Or did most of them run around with beards? In other words, I'm interested in history, and especially when it comes to something like this. This is always interesting to me. Aftershave. I get this Lustray. There's some others. Stephen. The Barber Depot is where I find this stuff at. They also have Clubman. Yes, it does have alcohol, so. And even with the alcohol, it's not really a sting. Things went pretty well this morning. Kind of surprised. Kind of figured my, between being nervous and it's been a while since I shaved with a straight razor, that I may not get the pressure and the angle just right. Which I don't think I did too bad. Especially as long as it's been since I shaved with one. Go back over what I shaved with today. Jamie's Gingered Peach. Whip this up in a smooth bottom bowl with a Maggard Brush synthetic knot. I don't know if you can see that handle very well in this light. It's marbled. Maybe I'll turn like that. It's a pretty nice handle. That's one of the reasons why I got it, because it's got a really nice handle. Razor from Strike Gold Shave, $2.09, gold dollar, and the gold dollar part's been removed since it was coming off. Frank was kind enough to take that off for me. And surprising enough, I did a good job keeping the water away from the pivot pin right there. Oh, and I guess it does, at least it does to me, it does matter. It does have that support in the middle with the scales. Some of the shavettes could take a hint from there. This is good stuff. That wraps it up for me. Hope maybe you learn what to do or not to do in this video. And stay safe and smooth shaves.